Senator, you've shared quite extensively now the perspective of the legislature, but we know that, of course, the executive has a perspective as well. Yeah. Off camera, you will hear ministers, ministers of state, substantive ministers tell you that they will present a budget for defense, they will go through the process, and afterwards they will be directly accosted by lawmakers asking for contracts, asking for what it is that they will get inside of those budgets. These are things that ministers are saying off camera that they cannot say on camera, because if they do, it could threaten their budgets. What do you have to say about, you've cited this example, for example, of saying that, look, it's because we have a minister of state and he's asking for the minister to, that he's going to get clarification from the minister. But on the other end, this is what's being said. What's your response?
Well, you see, when there are claims and counterclaims, as long as I'm not a party to those claims, I don't think I have an answer to it, because I don't have evidence to the effect that somebody has said so, because I'm not there. But one thing I will tell you for sure is that the budget process is actually a negotiation. Negotiation for projects that will make impact to the constituents we represent. And whatever you say, why am I in the National Assembly? I'm representing Niger North. For all I know, Niger North has a federal road of about 2,165. And as we speak today, if you look at the road from Kontagora, for example, to Rijau, ask anybody who knows that road. It's a very old road. That road has been abandoned, with 2 bridges at Lioji and Gulbimboka that are barely bridges. If you climb it, you will see the bridge creaking as we speak. For me, when it comes to budget discussion, I would like to engage the minister to say that, look, I'm interested in that bridge so that it will solve the problem of my people that I represent. And be that as it may, federal roads are actually for Nigerians, because anybody who is a Nigerian can travel through those roads to go to another section of the country to do his business or to do whatever social engagement he has. Okay. So by and large, let me say that all these claims and counterclaims are not new. They will continue to be there so long as we have a democratic setting, because people are interested. Democracy is about interest. Basically, what is my interest? I've defined one for you, for example. And there are so many other roads. I'm from Borgu. There is a road that was started since PTF. It has not been done. Okay. I'm interested in that road. Senator. So when it comes to budget process, everybody will come to the table wanting things that will bring peace and development to his constituents to be done.
Very quickly, on the issue of the 2018 budget, now you're saying it's going to be passed this week. If that happens, or laid this week rather, if that happens now, looking at 2016, we know what happened with the budget padding scandal. 2017, there was the negotiation around whether there's going to be environments, etc. There was an agreement that, of course, was abridged. In 2018 now, should we expect another set of, conflict, if you will, between the executive and the legislature over what will be termed as a mutilated budget?
Well, one thing, you said conflict. Let's get it clear. As long as it's a democracy, there will continue to be what I call healthy conflict, in the sense that you want something, I want something. And so if we don't agree, there tend to be friction. But those frictions, to me, must be healthy. It must not be done as to hurt the overall goal of providing, or guaranteeing the welfare and security of our citizens. For this budget, let me tell you, the National Assembly is a learning organization. Since we came on board, we have gone back to look at processes that have happened before, so that we learn from the mistakes of yesterday and build upon it by improving on the processes leading to whatever activities we are. And on this, I want to assure you that there has been a lot of robust, engagement with the executive. And so at the end of the day, like I said, the House of Rep Appropriation Committee and the Senate Committee on Appropriation, they are all working together now. And if there are issues, the leadership is there to kind of facilitate with the executive to make sure that those issues are resolved.
So you don't envision another month?
That's why I'm telling you, if it is late today, by the following day, we're going to,
Let me bring in Prof here. I wanted to ask you, there are definitely implications for this. Even though, Senator Sabi has tried to make it seem like, we're running the 2017 budget, it's 12 months, it's fine, it should be okay. It still has a lifespan to live. Yeah. But some people will argue that there are definitely implications for laying a budget in 2017 that's supposed to serve 2018 and not being able to start that budget in the year January when it was agreed that it was going to start and just passing it. So we're not even sure that it's passed yet. We're taking the assurances.
No, it will be passed.
So let us take the assurances and say it will be passed in May. We do not know when it will be signed. That's another kettle of fish. But there definitely will be implications for that. What are your thoughts on the implications for just passing the 2018 budget in May?
Well, you know, every single economy in the world works on the basis of positive expectations. And for a developing economy like Nigeria, where public sector spending is a dominant component of overall national economic activity, delays in passing the budget will certainly send negative signals about future expectations. And you know, once negative signals starts coming in, it delays business decisions, it delays a lot of economic activities, and you know, logically, in theory, we are a private sector-led economy, but in reality, we are an economy that is specifically driven by the public sector. Once there is delay in budget or no release of resources, literally every activity comes to a standstill. But I think all these problems, as I've said earlier, is a manifestation of failure on our part as elites, failure on our part as a nation to have what I call elite consensus. As I've said, times without number, and I will continue to say it until we do what is right. We have had a culture of national development planning. When you have a culture of national development planning, the planning process or the development planning process bring about every individual stakeholder's expectation imputed into a 5-year medium-term plan in such a way that the budget process every year is just like a formality. What you will do in 5 years has already been incorporated at the federal level, at the state level, at the local government level. The legislatures, as representatives of the people, will bring their inputs. The executive will bring its input so that you have a holistic document that gives you a kind of medium-term horizon